So our today's topic is streamlining payroll from processing to accounting with Zoho Payroll. Right. So we have taken up step by step. We have discussed few challenges which are there in payroll and how Zoho Payroll is helping us with those challenges. So we will start off with it. We can move on to the next slide. Before we start, we have got few poll questions for you so that we understand the demography of the audience, and that will really help us in structuring the presentation going forward. So the first poll question, Pranav, you can run the first poll question. Shall I do it? So yeah. So first poll question is, what is your current role? The poll has started. Options are: you are a chartered accountant or finance professional, HR executive or payroll administrative, or founder, or others. A lot of people have already answered. We have already got more than 100 people who have answered the poll questions. Others also, yes, we have crossed 150 answers. So what I can see that it is a mixed bag. I can see almost 38 to 40% are from our HR executives. Around 25% of us are chartered accountants, like me over here. We have got 15% of people who are founders and 22% in other category. I'll just publish the results. So we have got maximum HR executives considering it's a payroll uh, presentation. So nice to have everyone out here. Lot of chartered accountants as well. For chartered accountants, I would like to say that Institute of Chartered Accountants has entered an MOU with Zoho. So for 3 years, we have a free plan that we can use, all the chartered accountants. So we should take maximum benefit of that. You can find it in CMP benefit section of our institute ICAI. The next question is, how are you currently handling payroll? The option is, if you are already a Zoho payroll user, you can enter that. Are you managing everything on spreadsheets, Excel, etc.? You can type that also. And if you are using any other payroll software, you can answer on that front. Before we started using payroll, we were also using spreadsheets. And I guess there are a lot of small businesses who manage their payrolls through spreadsheets and Excel so far. We have got a lot of existing payroll users also. So I got more than 70%. So I just published the result. Most people are using spreadsheets. So I guess this section will be of great value addition for them and as well as others. Even if you are an existing payroll customer, there is definitely some value that you will take out from this webinar. So be rest assured. Now let us move to the next slide. Thank you everyone for actively participating in the payroll. In the poll. As I mentioned, the way we have structured the webinar is that we will be talking about challenges and how Zoho Payroll has helped us in countering or resolving those challenges. Once again, there is a Q&A tab. If you have any questions, you can just put it in the Q&A tab and the team will take up those questions. Now, the first point when we talk about challenges in employee record management is, we can move on to the next slide, Prathamesh. So before you use any product, like before you use any payroll product, there are certain set of questions for which you need to have your answers ready, right? And this answers to these questions will help you in arriving at your employee policies. What is your policies when it comes to your employees? So this is something which comes before using any payroll product. So defining employee policies is the first thing that we need to do. You can do it on an Excel or Google or on a Word document, etc. But having this ready really helps when you are taking your company to any payroll product, right? And few questions, this answer to these questions will help you in creating the policies. Definitely, we have got a lot of HR professionals who are expert in this. They can help you in much better way, but these are few questions. These are like minimum questions that you need to answer before you use any payroll product. So the first thing is with respect to salary structure. What is your salary structure for your employees? How much percentage of total salary is basic? How much percentage is HRA? How much percentage is other allowance, right? That should be defined for your organization. Whether PF/ESIC is applicable to your organization or not. If PF/ESIC is applicable, what is your policy? Is employer's contribution part of CTC or it is not part of CTC? That should be absolute clarity on this. And even there are small admin charges, EDLI, etc. Whether that is part of CTC or not, it should be very clear for yourself and also for your employees. Then what is your organization's leave policy? There are how many sick leaves, how many casual leaves, etc. Right? Are you giving any bonus or incentives? Are there any commissions, etc., which are there, which you are giving to your employees on regular basis? That should also be defined. Are you retaining any amount from the salaries? So there is a concept of retention deposit, right? Few organizations have a policy wherein for first few months or for first year they will keep part of the salary as retention deposit, and that will be given to the employee after he finishes his 1 year of service. If he does not finish his or her 1 year of service, that amount is not returned to the employee, right? So do you have any such thing in your organization? And then what is the policy on notice period, right? Are you recovering any notice period pay, etc.? So all these things should be very clear for you before even you go for using any payroll software. Now, what is the fundamental function of a payroll software? The fundamental function of payroll software are twofold. One is to have all the employee related information at one place, and second is to run the payroll, right? So if you are using Excel, we have a lot of people who are using spreadsheets. So all this basic information, basic documents are scattered. And if someone who is managing all this leaves the organization, then others are just, they just have to keep on finding where a particular information is. What what a payroll software helps you is to ensure that all employee related information is there at one place. uh, Basic things like name, address, right from basic things like name, address, the employee's PF number, ESIC number, bank account details, etc. Uh, that employee salary structure, etc. Everything as is at one place, right? So once again, if you are not using a payroll software, then having all this scattered creates a lot of issues, right? So this is one fundamental challenge that Zoho Payroll solves, is that everything comes at one single place. Now we will go to the Zoho Payroll software, and we will see what all information is captured and how it is captured. Please give me a thumbs up if I'm going good, right? Feel free, if you feel I'm going fast, feel free to write in Q&A tab, and just give me a thumbs up if if you are going fair and if it's fine. Right? Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah. So we were discussing about what all things can be captured in Zoho Payroll, right? So when you onboard an employee, this is all the information that you capture at one place. There is your date of birth, PAN, all this personal information, personal email, official email, bank account details, PF number, ESIC number. Now, bank account details are important because with few banks, Zoho Payroll has such deep integration that it can directly process payments from this product itself from payroll itself. And with few banks, it has a feature wherein once you run the payroll, you just download the sheet and then you upload that sheet, make some changes and upload that sheet on your bank's website, and your payroll will be processed. So having all this information is not just about capturing at one place, but when you run the payroll, it really helps, right? So you have got PF, PT, etc. Then next tab, when we go to salary details, over here, the what is the basic structure of salary is captured. How much is basic salary? How much is HRA? How much is allowance? Whether so in this particular scenario, EPF is part of, even employer contribution is part of CTC, right? So you can see over here deductions. Are you having any other deductions? Pre-tax deductions, PF deductions, post-tax deductions, etc. So employees' contribution for PF is a pre-tax deduction, right? So that is also captured over here. And if there are any perquisites that you want to add as per income tax law, that is something which you can add, and TDS will be calculated accordingly. Next step is about investments. We will come to this on how this work, but this is basically for calculating TDS. Employees are supposed to give declarations of the tax saving investments that they are going to do during the year, and then they are also supposed to give proof of the tax saving investments that they have done during the year at the end of the year in February, March, right? So before we were using payroll as a product, this was a huge headache because everything used to happen on email. We used to send email to all the employees, and then they would be sending us information in bits and pieces, correct? And then there used to be a lot of back and forth because no employee is happy with the TDS amount. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with me. No employee is happy with his TDS amount that is getting deducted, correct? So there used to be a lot of back and forth on how you have calculated my TDS. You have not considered this, you have not considered that. All those things have got eliminated because of Zoho Payroll. We'll go much deeper into this later. And then we have got pay slips and forms out here. We can use all the pay slips of a particular employee year wise will be stored at one place, right? So anything if you want to give the employee later on, that can be easily fetched from here. And then we go to the loans section. So over here, once again, over here, you can record a particular loan. So if any employee has taken a loan, you can record that loan over here. So we have done it for another account. So you can define the loan amount, what is the installment amount, and in how many installments this will get completed. So everything is captured over here, and the accounting effect of this will go automatically in your Zoho Books. So this is also one of the cool features I would say which is there in Zoho Payroll. Now let us go back to the PPT. So this was the view that yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. So one of our attendees is asking to show the payslip.
Okay, yeah, we can show the piece.
Yeah.
So this is the payslip. I think there are a lot of questions. I think Pranav, your team is taking care of them, right?
Yes, we are actively answering them. Jigar.
If you want me to take up any questions, you can just prioritize them. right? And I'll
Yeah.
take it up.
Sure.
Jigar, I'd
We
like
can
to
go.
add here that this payslip template can also be customized. You have many templates available for the payslip depending upon how you want it.
Okay. Yes. So great. So yeah, we will move on. And once again, Pranav, just prioritize the questions that you want me to answer. Okay. Yeah.
Sure, Jigar, we'll do that.
Now let us look what we saw so far was from the perspective of what a employer can see. Now let us look what is the visibility to the employee. So Prathamesh, if you can go to the product once again, go to overview. No, employee may overview. Yeah, scroll down. So if you see, there is portal access, right? So if you enable this portal access, your employee will get access to Zoho Payroll portal, and over there he can see all the information which is relevant to himself or herself. Now this is of great help. Once again, eliminates lot of communication between HR and employee, because anything and everything that an HR is having, that employee is having for himself. Correct. So there is no email back and forth. I want my pay slip of this month. I want this for that month. How is my TDS getting calculated, etc. All those things are taken care of through employee portal. Go to the PPT. Yeah. So employee can do many things on this portal. Employee can see breakup of his or her CTC. Employee can also download the pay slips, etc. They can see their TDS calculation, how they are happening, and what is their overall earning, etc. They can also give declarations for their income tax saving investments, and also upload proof of tax saving investments. All these things happen through dedicated employee portal. And this is not just a web portal, they also have, so this is the web portal. If you see, this is a web portal. You have got your home page, salary details. Same thing that I showed you on screenshots, right? But we just want to give you the feel of how an employee portal looks like. Employee can see a summary of their EP of contribution out here, and then they can also see about their investments, loans, and documents. So yeah, so Sagar has asked what are the mandatory components of salary, right? So basic salary is something which is mandatory, correct? So, but it has to be at least 50% of the total salary. So your basic salary is supposed to be 50% of your total salary. The other components are optional. Few years back, there used to be certain tax benefit for, let us say, something like a conveyance allowance. Now all those things are not there. So generally, employees generally what they have is 50% is basic salary, and balance 50% is divided into other components. If an employee is living in a rented premise, then it is beneficial, once again from income tax perspective, to give the employee HRA allowance, house rent allowance. Once again, as per law, there is no mandate of how much HRA should be there, but from income tax perspective, how much HRA will be exempted is mandated as per income tax law. So there is some calculation which has to be done for calculating HRA, tax exempt HRA allowance. If we move to Zoho Payroll during the mid of financial year, how is the accounting taken care of for the earlier months for the financial year? So you have two options. First,
Jigar, I'd like to take this one.
Yeah, Prathamesh, you can take it.
So when we are moving on to the Zoho Payroll product in the middle of the year, you have two options. One is whether you want to upload your April to say, for example, if you're starting from January, so do you want to upload your April to January payroll in Zoho Payroll? That is to say, you want to run your April payroll, May payroll, June payroll, etc. Then you start your payroll from April. If you want to start your payroll from January, then April to December becomes prior payroll. Accounting effect does not happen because we are assuming that has already taken place. Only the payroll data will get updated to have year-to-date data or the TDS calculations, etc. But accounting effect for prior payroll pay runs do not happen unless you start your payroll from start of the year.
Got it. Great. So I think, yeah, that is taken care of. So what we advise to our clients is that we have to see on case-to-case basis. Generally, always migration happens at the beginning of the year, correct? So, and as far as accounting is concerned, as a chartered accountant, I will prefer that any accounting effect is taken at the beginning from the next beginning of the year, right? But yeah, once again, it depends on case-to-case basis. If the number of employees are not much, then I would prefer that the whole payroll is done from the first day of the year. If the number of employees are not much and if it is manageable, we can do it from the first day of the year, and we can also see how the accounting has been taken, how the accounting has taken place. So, and they also have, Zoho Payroll also has its own mobile app. So we will quickly take you through a video that we have created of the mobile app. Just once again to give you feel of the product. So yeah, this is your mobile app. We have just done a screen record. Once again, all the things which is available on the web portal is available out here. So your team members, so on first day of the month, when the salary is credited, everyone wants to have a quick access to how much is credited, what is my deduction, etc. Right? So all these things can be quickly accessed through the payroll app, and all this is pretty self-explanatory. You don't have to be an expert to understand what a particular thing is. There is one question of with respect to why does system calculate PF combining basic plus fixed allowance? It should only calculate PF based on basic. Prathamesh, would you like to take that?
So yeah, we can configure which allowance to be considered for PF and which not to be considered for PF. If you don't want, you can add another allowance which you don't want to be considered for PF, and accordingly payroll will not consider that.
Got it. So I think what Prathamesh, yeah.
Also, one more thing. So there have been instances where we have questioned the product that this is wrong, but when we went into deep and we found out that actually we are wrong, and that the product is made after extensive research. So yeah, if the product is asking for it to be added, most likely it should be added.
Got it. Okay. Prathamesh, can we quickly show where we can configure whether considering we are on this question, can we quickly show where we can configure which allowances should be selected while calculating PF?
Yeah, so if I add an earnings and I can give it the name of let's say there's multiple allowance options. So let's say we're giving fuel allowance, the name, etc. And on the right here, you have option whether you want to consider this for EPF or not.
Okay.
So based on this behavior, it will be considered or not.
Got it. And but by default, fixed allowance, PF is getting calculated.
Yeah, the default fixed allowance, yes, PF is getting.
So the way around that we have done is we are not entering anything in fixed allowance. We are entering details in basic allowance and then adding other allowances to capture other allowances of the salary component. So I guess that answers Jagat's question. Now we will move on to the next part. So all clear so far? Give me a thumbs up if all clear. Great. Now let us move to the taxation bit of things, right? So if you are talking with a chartered accountant, then you have to mandatorily talk about taxation and challenges of taxation, correct? So there are many challenges when it comes to taxation and payroll. As I said, primarily there is TDS. So TDS calculation in itself has become so complicated. There are lot of permutation combinations, various investments, tax saving investments, non-tax saving investments, and now we also have to add tadka to everything. We also have something known as old regime and new regime, right? So this is where payroll has really helped us, because as chartered accountants of our clients and as advisors of our clients, the employees of our clients used to come to us and ask us that how is this being calculated, what should I do to mitigate my tax, etc. With the help of Zoho Payroll will help employee to calculate his or her tax liability. Right, so a lot of advisory work that a CA used to do with this regard is have has gotten automated through payroll. So, and also from HR perspective, collecting declarations on time is a big challenge from all the employees, right? Collecting declarations, and more than that, collecting investment proof. So at the start of the year, all employees will declare that okay, we will invest 1.5 lakhs in ELSS, we will invest 50,000 in NPS, we will make medical insurance premium of this amount, right? They will say that they will do maximum of tax savings investments, but when it comes to capturing proof, once again there is a lot of follow up required. All HR professionals can give me a thumbs up if you can relate to what I am saying, because this has been a challenge for a lot of our clients, wherein when it comes to giving proof of declarations, anyways, employees are delaying to make the tax saving investment, etc. And then if they don't give proof, investment proof, we have to deduct a big chunk from their March month salary, and then we have then we have very angry faces to deal with, correct? uh, so that is one of the biggest challenges that Zoho Payroll has solved. Once again, you can see in the PPT that once employee submits IT declaration investment proof, Zoho will calculate TDS. Employee can select old regime, whether he wants to opt for old regime or new regime. And it is not just one time activity. The TDS will also get recomputed if there is any revision in salary. Okay, so a lot of times it might happen that okay, there is a revision in salary in the middle of the year, and once a new TDS amount will have to be created and calculated, which has to be apportioned over the balance number of months. Once again, if this is done on a Excel sheet, spreadsheet, very tedious affair, and lot of chances of making errors, correct? So once again, this is also something which is automated to a large extent. Your PF is also set up, is also automated. You just have to download the PF report and hand it over to your consultant who is doing PF filing for you. We will go to the product to see how this TDS declaration works, how taxation thing works, right? So every beginning of the year, first of all, as an employer, what I will do is I will release an option to give income tax declarations. Okay, so you can see the button release IT declaration. Once I release this IT declaration, employees through their portal, mobile app or web portal, can upload their declarations. Now, if you see, you can allow employees to submit through portal and log on the selected date. So I can select on 1st of April that I will take declarations only till 25th, and then I will not take the declarations, right? Because it is otherwise it will be a recurring thing. So what we do for our clients is that we open declaration on every first of the month and close the system on every 25th of the month, so that we get some time to manage things to run the payroll. So once IT declaration is released, employee will be able to see. Can you go to the employee portal? What employee will be able to see, Prathamesh? Yeah. So employee, you can see this is the declaration that employee will give. Edit declaration. So now, as I said, there is a lot of employees have a lot of questions and doubt on how taxation is calculated, how TDS is calculated, etc. The employee just have to answer these questions and they will get their income tax calculated. If you just scroll up, I just want to explain that how much analysis or how much work has gone into this. If you see, if you are staying in a rented house, a tab for HRA will open. Then it will ask the period, the month, the rent amount, whether you are paying, whether you are staying in a metro city or not. All those things will be captured over here. Correct? Okay. And then it will also ask about have you taken any loan for any loan, are you repaying any loan. You can enter these details. Once again, you just have to answer these questions and your income tax will be calculated automatically. This is your basic ATC investments. Even in ATC investments, go up, Prathamesh. Just try to add one ATC investment. You have a drop down. So now you don't have to ask your chartered accountant, okay, what investment should I do for my tax saving? You have everything over here. Just go through the list. And in fact, you can do your tax planning from here. At the start of the year, if employee is using Zoho Payroll to give the declaration, he just have to sit for half an hour, 15 minutes, and he can do his tax planning on this portal. He can select what investments he has to do where to save maximum tax. Can you do add investment in Mediclaim? ATD? Just to add investment. Select on add investment. Yeah. Over here also, see, once again, what I'm trying to just communicate over here is lot of deep work has gone into this. So everything which can be covered is covered. Even in Mediclaim, there are certain line items. There is something different for senior citizens. There is something different. There is a line item for health checkup, etc. All these things are captured over there. So once employee has added all these details, okay, in the product, then he will compute his tax. His tax is getting computed. This is getting computed as per old tax regime. So he can check what is his tax liability as per old tax regime, and then he can, if he wants to switch to new tax regime, he can do that also. From here, he can change to new tax regime, and you can see the system is showing you the comparison. What is the tax amount in old and what is the tax amount in new, and then employee can take a decision what he wants to select. Yeah, we will be taking that up. Yes, Srinivas, we will be taking that up. How to show Zoho Payroll and Zoho Books. I think we will be extending our session by few minutes, but yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Yes, so salary advance can be recorded as a loan, and that will get integrated with Zoho Books. Venkatesh, yes. Okay. So yeah, this was about declarations, and then similarly, once declaration is done, investment proof has to be uploaded by the employee, and once all these two informations are available, TDS will be automatically calculated, and on a pro rata basis, it will be apportioned. Now let us come to PF ESIC configuration. Once again, this is a one-time thing that we need to do, right? So it is very detailed. You just have to answer the questions out here. So a lot of people, I think most of people will restrict employer's contribution to 15,000, right? So you can select that option. You can select whether PF is part of the CTC or not, and even not just the basic PF, even EDLI contribution and admin charges, whether they are part of CTC or not, all those things can be calculated over here, right? So all these things, once again, a very detailed thing, one-time thing. ESIC rates are fixed. You just have to select whether it is part of CTC or not. What is the rate is already over here. And can you go to PF ESIC once again? Edit. Yeah, you can see there is a note that when ESIC is applicable, right? So once again, all the information relating to a particular tax is already there. Yeah, go up. Profession tax. Profession tax is something which is state wise. So you can configure states, and as per the state, it will show you what are the tax slabs and what is the profession tax liability. And then we have got labor welfare fund. This is also something which is depends on state to state, deduction cycle, everything depends on state to state, and all these things can be configured. So one time effort, but then your payroll is through. Any questions that you have to answer to your employee can be answered. You can just have a look at how CTC is getting calculated and answer to your employees. Are we good to go so far? Give me a thumbs up once again, everyone. That's great. Yeah. Now what we will do is your basic employee setup is done. Correct. We have configured employees. We have configured salary structure. We have also taken income tax declarations. We have calculated TDS. We have configured PF, PSIC, profession type, etc. So all the one-time activity is done. Now we will look what we do on a recurring basis, monthly basis, is that we run payroll, right? But before we run payroll, there are certain checkpoints that we need to follow. So the first step that we do is we check for any salary revisions. So we will also look, when we are looking at it, we will also look how we revise the salary. So Prathamesh, can we go on the screen? So first we will see how we revise the salary. So if you want to revise any salary, you'll go to the salary details and there is a revise button over here. You can select revision by fixed amount or a certain percentage, right? Or you can simply enter the new CTC amount. And if you scroll down, you can select from which month this will be effective, right? So this is the revision of salary. This is how you revise salary of a particular employee. Once salary revision is entered by HR, you have to go to approvals and approve a revised salary. So here this is pending first. So before you run the payroll, you need to see this tab of whether is there any salary revision that I need to approve. So if it is fine, you will just approve the salary. So this is approved. Your next step is to check whether there are new additions or not. Have you added new employees? If you have added new employees, enter details of those employees out here. And have you terminated any employee? So if you have terminated any employee, you need to add that also. Now, how do you terminate an employee? You go to the employee, top right, you can terminate employee. While you are terminating, you have to enter last working day. Accordingly, it will automatically calculate. It it will automatically calculate the salary, last salary. And if employee has worked for more than 5 years, the system will automatically calculate gratuity amount as well. Yeah, this was about terminating employees. So next step that you see is whether any employee is added or terminated. Third, whether you have received any tax saving investments. So with respect to tax saving investments, it is not just enough if employer is uploaded, employer is also supposed to approve it. Once the tax saving investment is approved, then only it will take effect in income tax calculation. So if any employer has uploaded any proof for tax saving, then then you need to approve it, and after that it will take impact in TDS and tax calculation. The fourth step is to run the payroll. So for running the payroll, only one thing that you need to enter is how many days are loss of pay days, right? So we will run the payroll right away. We'll create pay run. We'll go to pay runs, create pay run. We'll edit, add LOP. Let us say 5 days. And then if you want to add any earnings, commission, etc., that is also something that you can do. Yeah, add earnings. You can configure the nomenclature out there, bonus, commission. You can configure that earnings in that. And you can, if there are any, if you see, we have configured loan in Prathamesh, that there will be deduction of 15,000 rupees of loan. So that is coming automatically out here. But you can still edit it. If Prathamesh say, "Acha sir, ye mahina mera loan ka paisa mat kato," you can still edit the loan amount, give the reason, and edit the loan amount. Right? So although it is configured, you can still make changes out here while you are running the payroll. So you will save this, and then what you just need to do is submit and approve. Okay, now over here, once again, you can see there's post journal entries. So we have already integrated Zoho Books in this. We will show you where is that tab. But once we integrate this, then you need to mark this. This will be by default a tick option. But if you don't want your journal entries to be posted in Zoho Books, you can untick it. For the time being, we will tick this. And as soon as we submit and approve, the accounting impact of the payroll will go in Zoho Books. So this is done. Payslips are updated. TDS sheet is also updated. We'll come to Zoho Books later, Prathamesh. Right? So this we have just recorded expense. This expense is not yet paid. Right? So after running payroll, now we will record the payment. Now how do you record the payment? So if you can see, there is a download bank advice option. As I had mentioned, that these are the partner banks, ICICI, Kotak and Citi. Now for this bank, they have created the download as per the format of that bank. So you simply have to download this in Excel and then upload to the bank's website, and you will be able to run your payroll. Correct? So that is one option. Then you go to record payment on the top right. If let us say you're not doing this, once you record the payment, after you record the payment, pay slips will go to your employees. At the time of running the payroll, pay slips will not go. Only after you record the payment, pay slips will go. Over here, you need to enter when you are going to make the payment to employees. Let us say employee paid date is 10th of February. Right? So on 10th of February, there will be automatic accounting entry in books of accounts. Confirm. Right? So now we have also booked the expense entry, and now we have also booked the expense entry, and we have also recorded payment. So yeah, your payroll is done. You have run your payroll. once again, very simple. Most of the times it will be just about adding LOPs and you will run the payroll. Now let us go to the accounting integration part. So how do you do accounting automation? So we'll go to, first you need to integrate with Zoho Books. We'll show you live where this option is. Prathamesh, can you just quickly show? Right. So in integration tabs, Zoho Books is something that you need to connect. Once you have connected, you can integrate. Now, once you edit over here, you need to select the bank account from which you are going to run your payroll. So just go there in the bank account tab, Prathamesh once. You can see all the accounts out here. All the accounts which are created under bank category in Zoho Books will be displayed over here. You need to select the correct bank account. Then, how do you want to record your salary payment entries? You want to record individual entries for each employee or bulk entry of the total salary amount in your books of accounts? That is something that you need to select over here, whether it is individual or group. Journal posting you want on accrual basis or on cash basis. So if it is on accrual basis, it will be recorded January month salary will be recorded on 31st of Jan. If it is on cash basis, expense will be recorded on the day you make the payment. And then the entry, accounting entry, JV, whether you want to have it in the draft mode or directly in publish mode. That is also something that you can select. Now, when you are setting this up, you have an option to select which particular. So if you are having basic salary, it will hit which expense account. That is something that you can select. You can see over here, there is a complete list, and on the right, on the drop down, you will see list of all the expenses that are created in your Zoho Books. You need to select, you want to have an accounting effect in which particular head. So if you see fuel reimbursement, debit salary and employee wages, credit reimbursement payable. In the right, we have balance sheet item. So we have rectified this and we want to say that fuel reimbursement should not be debited to salary and employee wages. It should be debited to fuel and mileage expenses. And if it is payable, it should go to reimbursement payable account. You can also configure your tax accounts. So income tax TDS payable will go in which account? It will go in TDS payable. Profession tax, if you want separate account for Maharashtra profession tax, first create an account in Zoho Books and then configure that account over here. Same with PF ESIC. Once again, this is a one-time activity to set up your books of accounts, which expense will go in which accounting head. You set this up once and on monthly basis, it will get debited and credited automatically. So now what we will do is we will see the accounting effects of the entry of the payroll that we just ran. Okay, the payroll that we just processed, we will see the accounting effect of the same. So first we will go to profit and loss account to see. Do this, I think it was January month only, right? So do this month. Yeah, see over here the entry is there, salary and employee wages. Open the JV. This is the JV which is passed. And then you go to the balance sheet. So that is expense debited, credited is go to this month. Salary payable. We will have to check it is going into which ledger.
Yeah, one
Net
second.
salary payable account. It is net salary payable. Yeah.
It was already marked paid, so it's gone.
Yeah, so it is okay. So so the credit, if you see on already credited net salary payable, and we have already marked it paid as paid. So it is also debited on January month, right? So on both credit and debit effect are already there in the system. Now, if you go to banking module, you will see the payment entries. We have configured single entries in HDFC Bank, all transactions, wage payment. So all these two entries are coming automatically from Zoho Payroll. Okay. So this wage payment is over here. This entry has come automatically. When you upload your bank account, you just have to categorize this entry with the actual bank transaction in your bank account. You just have to match this, right? So your expense entry is booked automatically, liability is booked automatically, and even payment entry is booked automatically. It is just that when you are categorizing your bank accounts, you need to when you are categorizing your bank account, you need to simply match that particular payment entry with wage payment entry. Yeah. Yes, Prathamesh, I think we can move on. And this is the JV out here, which has gone. There is also one report that I would like to show, which is of great help while auditing. So if you want to see what accounting effects are going in Zoho Books, you can go to Zoho Payroll software. Now we will take it up when you are taking. So there is, we'll start with payroll journal summary report. Yeah, go to Zoho. Now the last part of this last part of the presentation is to have a look at all the reports, right? So we'll start with payroll journal summary report. So we have got a lot of reports for the, today we will be looking only at those reports which are frequently used, right? So payroll journal summary report will give you all the information of what JVs are passed through Zoho Payroll. So these are the accounting entries which are passed through Zoho Payroll, right? So you will get all the information of accounting entries done through Zoho Payroll. Then we will go to the most regularly used report, which is being, go to reports. Otherwise, suddenly we cannot see you for some reason. Yeah. So the salary register monthly. And all these reports can be downloaded in Excel, right? So on monthly salary, this is your monthly salary register. Once again, very handy tool for audit, etc. Right? And this is something which you can give to your consultant for all the filings and all those things, and also for matching of your expense entries. Then there is also one report that I would like to show. Yeah, go to reports. Employees pay summary. Right. So this is for the whole year. This is what the payment has been done for the whole year. Once again, very handy at the time of audits, etc. Yeah. What is the next report, Prathamesh? TDS summary. Once again, for TDS return, tax deduction summary. This is something that you will use for filing your TDS return 24Q. What is the taxable amount? What is the tax on income, etc.
Yeah, so Jigar, this one is used for the monthly payments on the
Correct.
7th, which we make. There's
Yeah.
another report called 24Q pertaining to TDS, which is used at the fourth quarter. It's not yet generated because the year is not ended, but this will be used your annexure 2 in your fourth quarter return.
Got it. What is the next report?
Then among statutory reports, we have your PF and ESIC reports, which can be uploaded directly. So you have PF, ECR Challan report.
Yeah. So once again, you just have to download this report and give it to your consultant for your PF ESIC filings.
This can be downloaded in ECR format as well, directly to be uploaded on the EPF page
Super.
portal. Similarly, we have for ESIC as well, ESIC return report, which has only the information needed for the ESIC return. This also can be downloaded in Excel and CSV format. Apart from these statutory reports, there's a whole plethora of reports which we can use and customize to get the desired data, whichever we need. Not to mention the activity log as well.
Cool. I think, yeah, this is it from our end. We have tried to cover maximum things possible in this 1 hour time, just to give you an overview of the whole product and to give you things, which are relevant and which we are using on a very recurring and on monthly basis. So that's it from us. I hope it was 1 hour worth invested for all the participants out here. Okay, I'm sorry, I did not scroll down on prioritized questions.
Yes, Jigar.
Yeah, sorry. So yes, I think I have answered. Is there an option to account the salary advance to get integrated with Zoho Books? I have already answered this. Once you record the loan, the accounting effect of loan also will get automatically auto-populated in Zoho Books. What is old tax and new tax regime? Just in brief, so a few years back, the government introduced new tax regime with different rate of tax, and there was old tax regime with different rate of tax. The difference between old and new is that in old tax regime, the rates of tax are higher, but you get benefit of tax saving investments. In new tax regime, the rate of taxes are lower, but you don't get any benefit of tax saving investments. How to bifurcate the annual CTC as fixed plus variable? It is a call that an organization has to take. How much of the salary that an organization wants to give to their employee, how much of the component shall be fixed, and how much you want it to be a variable component. It's completely an organization's call. There is no straight jacket formula to that. Yes, you can undo any parent. You can delete a particular parent after you have done a parent. So that is possible. No, JV cannot be posted employee-wise. It will be through a control account only. JVs cannot be posted employee-wise. But I think that is a good way to do it because you don't want names of all your employees on your balance sheet, right? Or on your P&L, because then it becomes really easily accessible to anyone who is looking at the balance sheet P&L. So I think that is a good feature that we don't give all the details of all the employee-wise, and this is a best practice which is followed in larger clients, right? I know that small clients in Tally we have an habit of having employee-wise ledger, but it is not a best practice. The breakup of whatever is recorded you can always find in Zoho Payroll and through reports. How Zoho Payroll is considering as leave in ECR, even if EPF wages is fixed to 15,000 because you are not deducting any salary. Prathamesh, you like to take this up?
We need to check on that, Jigar.
Okay. So I think this is something that we need to check. But I guess there was some option to select how to calculate through leave, etc. Question is not clear actually. Yeah, so that's it. I think I
Yeah,
have
so I guess
test questions.
we have gone through all the questions that we've got. Uh, for the audience, in case we have missed your question, we will be able to see it after the session is over. We'll make sure to write back to you. In the meantime, if you have any questions about Zoho Payroll, you can write to us at support@zohopayroll.com. So if you have any questions regarding the product, or if you want to discuss your personalized requirements for your organization, we'll be able to help you out. And CA Jigar and Prathamesh, thank you so much for preparing this beautiful presentation for our audience. And it was of great use. I'm sure it was of great use for everyone out there who's trying to make payroll better. So with that, I think I can conclude our session.
Yeah,
Would you like to
I
say
think a
anything?
few people have asked to show few things again, but I guess we'll be sharing a recorded session with them so they can have a look at it.
Yes, so this entire session has been recording automatically. So once the session is over, the entire recording will be emailed to all the
Great.
registrants. So you don't have to worry about that.
Cool.
So I guess I think we can conclude here. Thank you everybody for joining the session and making this very engaging. We got a lot of questions and we got to answer almost all of them. And thank you, CA Jigar Shah and Prathamesh Matre, for your time and preparing this presentation. I think we can end here. Thank you all. See
Thank
you
you,
next
Pranav.
time.